Hi guys, welcome to another Licks Lessons in Life. So on this episode, I just want to talk about how performance will help you become a better musician. And the main reason that I want to talk about it is that it builds your confidence for several reasons. And this probably sounds like a no-brainer to a lot of people, but until I really started doing it did I realize like the benefits of it and how I think it's almost more beneficial sometimes than practicing music or even writing music. And the first reason that it builds your confidence is because as soon as you get up there on stage, your senses and everything, you are completely in the zone. Because when you start playing, you know instantly kind of how the crowd is responding and how people are responding to what you're playing, because you totally can pick up on the vibe and the energy of the room. And when people really enjoy it, it's usually because you're really enjoying it. And I know that sounds like so cliche because there are so many times where I've played music and I've like catered to try and play towards the audience. As soon as I do that, people just don't care. They're like, whatever, man. And they just like, they just totally tune out. But as soon as I quit worrying so much about them and I start playing what I really like and what I'm in the mood and what I'm feeling, people just, they eat it up. They like it. And it's kind of like those weird phenomena that I know it sounds like such a cliche. And another thing I want to talk about is from prior experiences that it kind of builds you up because a lot of your bad performances are actually end up being the most transformative. Because when I was like at an open mic once and just being a guy, I was sitting there and I went up on stage, and I was thinking to myself, and I looked down the crowd, and I was like, oh, there's like some really beautiful women out there, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play this song, and they're gonna dig it, and just total like validation, approval kind of seeking thing, just being a guy with a guitar. And as soon as I started playing, tough crowd, they got up and left along with all the other people, and just like talk about getting your ego like crucified out there and just being a guy. And I was like, oh my god, I couldn't believe it. But what it did for me is the show must go on. So I still played even though a majority of the people left because I was awful now looking back, and like I had zero confidence. And now looking back, I realized like you can still play okay, but if you have a lot of confidence with that okay, mediocre song, people like it. So it's totally an energy transmutation from you to the people. And at least that has been my belief about it as well. And also, I wanted to say that when you are playing and you think that nobody's listening, because I was at just recently, I was playing a song at kind of like a recital that my prior guitar teacher had. And I went up there and I was like, well, I don't sing, I'm not a big singer. And I was like, I'm just gonna play this song, Wholehearted by Extreme. And I just played it instrumental. And I was playing it and I was feeling it and it was good, but I just felt like I didn't think anybody was really listening. Because, I was playing there and, you start like, you start hearing those little conversations that people are having in the background. And I'm just thinking to myself, I was like, I'm enjoying this, but I was like, people maybe aren't enjoying this. And I get off the stage, and by golly, a lot of people came up to me like, oh, that was really good. And they're like, I'm glad you said you weren't going to sing because the guitar was enough. So my point is that sometimes when you are performing, don't think that people aren't listening, even though your perception is just telling you that you think that they aren't, because they are. And people will come up to you after the performance and it just communicates to you that they are listening. So even though when you're up there playing, just don't ever think that they aren't listening, and that that you keep playing and just keep bossing it out as hard as you can. And so that kind of wraps up this episode where I wanted to communicate with you guys why I think performance is good. And like I said, just the main reason it builds your confidence. And especially when people deny you and they think that you're not good or they walk out of the room, because those are the best moments for you as a musician, because you get so much better because you're okay. You're not outcome dependent upon them. So then you gravitate towards the music that you feel excites you. And when you're playing up there, and I know that sounds so cliche, but every time, I just want to emphasize this, that I've gone up there with trying to communicate and cater towards them, man, it's just been a no-go. Tough crowd. No one cares. But as soon as I quit caring and I get involved with what I'm doing, they all tend to tune in a little bit more there. So that's it for today, and thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm really enjoying getting back into these, kind of getting all the little cobwebs out from just doing a little spontaneous improv of these episodes. Anyways, have a great day, and I will see you guys soon. See ya.